It's just something that plays out almost every other day, and obviously when it's saddest is when it takes someone's life, especially someone who's affected so many people in the country. This was a man of respect, like we keep saying here, and everybody's saying that. We've spoken to Congress leaders. It was a BJP MLA who came out crying, the man you see there in those pictures. We've been speaking to people from the family, obviously not on camera, but it's a sad day in Andhra Pradesh. In just a little while from now, we'll be taking you and giving you pictures and more information from the actual crash site, getting back to the technicalities of this terrible, tragic accident. We'll be telling you about exactly what's happening. The salvage operation, remember, started just a short while ago. The bodies, the 5 bodies of the Andhra Chief Minister and the others, the 2 pilots, his Chief Security Officer, and a 3rd person will undergo a post-mortem, after which there will be more information about the accident itself. But this was a helicopter crash. There were rumors through the day about it being something different, a crash landing, a hard landing, but YSR finally did meet his end in a helicopter crash. It crashed just about 40 nautical miles, 74 kilometers east of the Kurnool area in Andhra Pradesh's Rayalaseema area. Well, Mridula, coming back to you, how is Andhra politics going to go ahead from this stage? We've been speaking to a lot of people saying that things could get ugly, things could be smooth. The Congress wants a takeover to be very, very smooth. Possibly his son might be a possible successor. But there are others who say, like MJ Akbar, of course, said that local leaders, local Congress leaders, local politicians in Andhra would never allow such a thing. What is the sense you're getting?
That is exactly a sense here also. You should understand one thing. YSR was a one-man show. He was a one-man army. He single-handedly got Congress to power in Andhra Pradesh. He got 33 seats, 33 MPs into Lok Sabha. And it was all his own charisma, his own doing. In fact, all the people in his rival camp, which ministry is headed by D. Srinivas, who happens to be the PCC president, they didn't even win the election this time around. That was the kind of following YSR enjoyed. It's a mystery right now. Nobody is even able to fathom what will Congress look like without YSR Reddy itself. Nobody has any idea of who will be his successor. Many are now feeling that he has not left a successor. They can't be another successor. They can't be a successor for YSR Reddy in Congress because he was such a powerful leader. He was a world on himself. He was what Andhra Pradesh Congress was all about also. So now this word of course that his party rivals will try to take over, but that is only going to get ugly maybe because right now nobody's in a state of mind to do anything. It's too much of a shock for today. But yes, of course, in the coming few days there will be a fight for power. Jagan, Jagan, who happens to be Vice Secretary's son, is an MP from Kadapa, but there was talk that he might come come back to Andhra. Then there's also talk of Jaipal Reddy, who's also a minister at Center, might come back to the state and he might contest at the local level. And there is speculation that he could be the next chief ministerial candidate, probably from Andhra Pradesh. But right now it's too early to say. But speculation-wise also, it's hard to imagine a successor for YSR both in Congress and at the helm of the government here in the state.
Well, Mridula, just a final question to you very briefly. We've heard people from across party lines heaping praise, generous praise upon a man like YSR. But tell us, you've covered Andhra politics, you've met the man himself, you've met all those other politicians who we've just spoken to. Was this a man with a sizable list of enemies?
It's a difficult question to say. He was a ruthless leader as a politician can be. He was a typical politician. You can't find fault with him being the way he is as a politician. But he had a lot of respect as a human being. He earned a lot of respect as a human being. He was a very soft-spoken person. He was also termed to be arrogant. That was one of the adjectives, if you call it, whatever that was used to describe him. But he was a man who is supremely confident in him, in his abilities and his abilities to rule the state and give the state get the state prosperity. So in that sense, he had many the opposition in Andhra Pradesh was also very personal against YSR because of his charisma, because of his ability to get people riling around him. Even his staunch opposition also would appreciate some of his schemes. So like Kishan Reddy, like Chandrababu Naidu, they are all for some of his very pro people schemes. Nobody can deny those schemes. So in a sense, they probably are his political rivals. But but most of them have, in fact, all of them have extreme immense respect for him as a person and as a human being.
Well, Mridula, we will be, like I said, taking our viewers through more information from our correspondents who are apparently near the crash site or have reached it already. But what I want to know from you is, what are the state's plans right now in terms of any sort of funeral? Will there be a mourning period? What are the technicalities? Has anything been announced so far?
Frankly, there has not been a single official declaration of it from Hyderabad, from the state government here in Andhra Pradesh on YSR's death. In fact, we are awaiting the meeting of Veerappa Moily, the finance minister, to conclude, which is right now happening inside the secretariat. That meeting is likely to end, and our finance minister is likely to hold a press conference anytime soon. That's when they will officially declare declares that the chief minister is no more, and then to proceed on to talk about what will be the next steps that will be taken, both in terms of his the state government, what immediate steps to get his body back to Hyderabad for cremation and the rest and funeral, or and also at the state level on in terms of administration and what are the next steps to be taken. We are awaiting Doshaya, the finance minister's word on this. He's likely to hold a press briefing anytime to brief us more on what is exactly the next course of action.
Mridula, final word before we let you go. Any word at all on the post-mortem of the 5 bodies? What are your sources telling you about how long that will take?
Nothing so far. We just told that the bodies will be taken to Kurnool, which is Kurnool Hospital, and that's where the postmortem is likely to happen. But right now, no further information is coming out from that area. I mean, in fact, from the jungles where the crash site is. All we know is that everybody in Hyderabad also is awaiting at least to have one final glimpse. Hopefully, we don't know how bad the bodies are charged. We are told that the bodies are charged, that they are really bad and that you can't recognize anybody, which is indeed sad because everybody here would want to have one last look at the chief minister. So we just awaiting word from the search parties there on how the grim is situation in terms of getting the bodies back after post-mortem to Hyderabad.
Well, Mridula, we're just running on our screen just a short while ago that tomorrow has been declared as a state holiday, apparently, in the state of Andhra Pradesh. That's what the government has apparently declared. It may have been announced there, it may have been announced here in Delhi. We don't really know yet, but that's what our sources are telling us. There's been a state holiday declared in Andhra Pradesh, of course, still cutting completely across political party lines. People from the TDP, people from all of the other parties, all coming together, the BJP even coming together to express shock at the death, the untimely death. It's come as a shock more than anything else, the untimely death of YSR Reddy, the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. He was just 60 years old, a young man. He was energetic.